What if something as exciting as a dream vacation could quietly become a health risk after 70? If you're over 70, travel affects your body and brain differently now, and in ways most people never talk about. Travel is supposed to bring joy, adventure, and cherished memories. But for adults over 70, even a seemingly routine journey can trigger a series of hidden health risks that wouldn't have mattered as much in your 50s or 60s. The truth is, aging changes the way your body processes everything from movement to meals, from altitude to antibiotics. Yet few doctors warn seniors about these travel-specific dangers, and most travel companies gloss over them entirely. Let's start with something that sounds harmless, sitting on a plane. But when you're over 70, long immobility can lead to a life-threatening condition called deep vein thrombosis, where blood clots form in your legs and can travel to your lungs. Or take common vacation foods. Exotic fruits and seafood may seem like a treat, but they can silently clash with your medication or trigger digestive upset. Even walking through unfamiliar airports or cobbled city streets increases your risk of falls, which are the #1 reason seniors are hospitalized abroad. According to a 2022 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine, hospitalizations among seniors caused by travel complications have surged by 40% in the last decade. And the majority weren't due to accidents. They were caused by subtle, preventable risks like fatigue-induced confusion, medication mishandling, or exposure to unfamiliar bacteria. These aren't one in a million scenarios. They're common, predictable, and dangerous. And the good news is, they're also preventable. But only if you know what to look for. In this video, we'll reveal 5 often overlooked dangers that seniors face when traveling after 70. We're not talking about obvious things like getting pickpocketed or missing a flight. We're talking about real medical challenges, like your body's shifting immune system, the mental fog caused by sleep disruption, or the way your blood reacts to altitude or heat. More importantly, we'll also show you how to prepare and protect yourself with simple but powerful strategies that let you travel with confidence. If you're planning a vacation, visiting family, or taking a bucket list trip, this video is for you. You deserve to enjoy every moment of your golden years without putting your health at risk. Travel doesn't have to be dangerous, but it does have to be smart. I want to ask you something very important. Have you subscribed to this channel yet? I recommend you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 5. Unexpected dangers of traveling after 70. Number 1. Silent risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT. At first glance, sitting on a plane or tour bus for a few hours may not seem like a big deal. After all, you're just resting. But if you're over 70, that same period of inactivity can quietly lead to one of the most serious and often overlooked travel health risks: deep vein thrombosis, or DVT. DVT occurs when a blood clot forms in a deep vein, usually in the lower leg or thigh. This can happen to anyone, but seniors are far more vulnerable due to reduced blood flow, slower circulation, and age changes in vein structure. The real danger, though, isn't just the clot in your leg. It's where that clot might go. If it travels to your lungs, it becomes a pulmonary embolism, a potentially life-threatening condition that can strike without warning. And here's the problem. Most DVTs don't cause obvious symptoms at first. You might feel a little leg swelling, some warmth or tightness, or a dull ache in your calf. But many travelers dismiss these signs as simple fatigue or jet lag. That's why DVT is called a silent killer. You may not realize something's wrong until it's far too late. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, the risk of DVT doubles with each passing decade after age 40. By the time you reach your 70s, especially with other risk factors like high blood pressure, varicose veins, diabetes, or limited mobility, the threat becomes significantly higher. Now imagine sitting still for 6 to 12 hours during a long-haul flight, followed by delays, layovers, or long bus rides. Your legs are compressed, your veins aren't pumping efficiently, and dehydration from dry cabin air makes your blood thicker and more prone to clotting. Add alcohol or caffeine, which many seniors enjoy mid-travel, and your risk rises even more. But here's the good news. DVT is highly preventable with a few simple actions. Start by wearing graduated compression socks on travel days. These help your veins push blood upward and reduce pooling in the legs. Set an alarm or use a mobile app to remind yourself to stand up and walk around every hour, even if it's just a lap down the aisle or a few steps in place. Stretch your calves, flex your ankles, and keep circulation moving. Hydration is key. Drink plenty of water before and during travel and avoid excessive alcohol or salty snacks that dehydrate you. If you've had a previous clot, take blood thinners, or have a history of heart or vascular conditions, speak with your doctor before flying. In some cases, a low-dose blood thinner or special travel preparation may be advised. Travel should never come at the cost of your life. DVT is sneaky, but you can outsmart it. Don't just sit still and hope for the best. Plan for movement, hydration, and support. It's a small effort that could save your legs, your lungs, and your life. Number 2. Immune vulnerability in new environments. Your immune system is your body's built-in defense force. But after age 70, that defense weakens, sometimes quietly, sometimes drastically. And when you travel, especially to unfamiliar environments, your immune system is suddenly exposed to a wide range of unfamiliar threats. For seniors, this immune vulnerability can turn a simple vacation into a trip to the emergency room. Let's break this down. As we age, our immune response becomes slower and less efficient. The production of white blood cells decreases. Inflammation lingers longer in the body, and the ability to identify and neutralize harmful invaders is impaired. This makes it easier for infections, particularly respiratory and gastrointestinal ones, to take hold. While younger travelers might fight off a stomach bug in 24 hours, seniors often face prolonged illness or even hospitalization from the same exposure. Now factor in what travel does. Airplane cabins with recycled air, cruise ships with shared buffets, hotel rooms with unknown cleanliness standards, and unfamiliar food and water sources. All these elements introduce bacteria and viruses your body has never encountered. Common colds, noroviruses, E. coli, or even pneumonia-causing pathogens can strike fast and hit harder than you expect. A study published in the Journal of Travel Medicine reported that travelers over 70 are twice as likely to contract infections abroad compared to those in their 50s. The same study found that those infected often took longer to recover and had a higher chance of complications, especially when exposed to unfamiliar climates or high altitudes. Another hidden factor: jet lag and sleep disruption. Your immune system needs quality sleep to repair and regenerate. Crossing time zones, adjusting to new sleep environments, and poor rest in transit all weaken your defenses further, making it easier for pathogens to slip through the cracks. So, what can you do to protect yourself? Start building your immune strength before the trip. That means prioritizing rest, managing stress, eating nutrient-rich foods, especially those high in vitamin C, zinc, and antioxidants, and possibly taking a probiotic or immune-supporting supplement with your doctor's approval. Talk to your healthcare provider about travel vaccines. Depending on your destination, you may need protection against hepatitis A, typhoid, influenza, or shingles. And yes, even if you got a flu shot earlier in the year, you may need a booster before international travel. During travel, stay vigilant. Wash your hands frequently. Bring your own sanitizing wipes and use them on armrests, tray tables, and hotel remotes. Avoid uncooked street food, drink only from sealed, bottled water, and consider skipping the buffet when food hygiene is uncertain. Finally, listen to your body. A mild cough or fatigue might not mean much at home, but during travel, it could signal a brewing infection. Don't ignore early signs. Treat them promptly. Your immune system might not be as strong as it once was, but with smart planning, it doesn't have to let you down. Travel prepared, not scared. Because seeing the world should never come at the expense of your health. Number 3, medication disruption and dangerous interactions. You've packed your passport, your charger, and your medications, but what if the biggest risk to your health while traveling isn't what you forgot, but what you're taking? For seniors over 70, managing medication properly during travel is critical, but often overlooked. Between changing time zones, unfamiliar food, over-the-counter purchases, and even airport security checks, travel introduces multiple ways your medications can be disrupted or become dangerously ineffective, or worse, dangerously intensified. Let's begin with time zones. Your body works on a 24-hour internal clock. So do many medications, especially those for blood pressure, heart rhythm, insulin control, and mental health. But when you cross time zones and suddenly take your meds 5 or 8 hours earlier or later than usual, your body's chemistry doesn't always adjust quickly. This can lead to spikes or drops in blood pressure, blood sugar crashes, insomnia, or mood disturbance. Then there's food. Seniors often enjoy local dishes on vacation. Fruits, cheeses, seafood, wine. But did you know grapefruit can dangerously increase the blood levels of more than 85 medications, including statins and certain blood pressure drugs? Or that green leafy vegetables, high in vitamin K, can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin? Even herbal teas like chamomile or licorice root can interact with sedatives or diuretics. A vacation buffet might look harmless, but it could silently counteract your treatment plan. Add to that the issue of dehydration and altitude. Both can affect how medications are absorbed, especially drugs for the kidneys, heart, and blood vessels. Seniors are more prone to dehydration during flights or hot travel destinations, which in turn concentrates the medicine in your bloodstream, making side effects more intense. Over-the-counter medications pose another issue. Travelers often grab motion sickness pills, pain relievers, or anti-diarrhea medications without thinking. But these can interact dangerously with prescriptions. For example, diphenhydramine, Benadryl, commonly taken for allergies or sleep, can severely increase confusion and fall risk in older adults. NSAIDs like ibuprofen can strain the kidneys, especially when combined with diuretics or ACE inhibitors. Even the storage of your medications can become an issue. Some drugs, like insulin or certain antibiotics, require refrigeration. Others may lose potency if exposed to heat, like when stored in a suitcase under the tropical sun or in a glove compartment. Meanwhile, airport security may separate you from your medications unless they're clearly labeled in original containers or supported by a doctor's note. So how do you protect yourself? First, bring a complete medication list including names, dosages, and reasons for use. Store this digitally and in hard copy. Consult your doctor or pharmacist before the trip about adjusting schedules for time zone changes. Use a pill organizer with timers and alarms. Carry meds in your carry-on bag, not checked luggage. Avoid local drugstore purchases unless absolutely necessary. And never mix unfamiliar supplements or teas with your regular medications. When you're over 70, medications aren't just part of your routine, they're part of your survival. Travel doesn't have to disrupt that. If you stay informed, stay organized, and treat your prescriptions with the same respect as your passport. Number 4, cognitive strain and travel-induced confusion. You've arrived at your destination. The weather is beautiful, the hotel is charming, but something feels off. You're unusually forgetful. You're misplacing things. You feel disoriented, irritable, even a bit paranoid. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. For seniors over 70, travel can trigger a serious but under-recognized condition, delirium, or travel-induced cognitive confusion. Delirium is not dementia. It's a sudden change in mental status that causes a person to become confused, agitated, or withdrawn. While it often resolves after a few days, it can be dangerous, especially in unfamiliar surroundings where confusion may lead to poor decisions, medication errors, or accidents. What's more, for older adults with even mild cognitive decline, delirium can escalate into a prolonged mental setback. Why does travel increase this risk? First, disrupted sleep is a major factor. Your brain needs regular, deep sleep to function well. But jet lag, noisy hotels, unfamiliar beds, and irregular routines can fragment sleep patterns, leaving the brain foggy and unbalanced. This alone can cause confusion and memory lapses. Second, sensory overload plays a role. Busy airports, loud cities, foreign languages, and constant decision-making can overwhelm the aging brain. What once felt exciting can now feel chaotic, especially if hearing or vision are impaired. Add in the strain of navigating new environments, unfamiliar food, and perhaps even altitude changes, and the cognitive load can quietly build up. Third, dehydration and medication interactions can worsen mental clarity. As noted earlier, seniors are more susceptible to dehydration, particularly during flights or in hot climates. Even mild dehydration can reduce blood flow to the brain, increasing confusion. Certain medications, especially sedatives, anticholinergics, or painkillers, can also increase vulnerability to mental fog. Delirium can present in different ways. Some seniors become hyperactive, agitated, or aggressive. Others go quiet, appearing tired, disengaged, or even depressed. It can appear within hours of arrival or build over days. And the scariest part? Most seniors and their families don't recognize the warning signs until the symptoms are severe. And so, what can be done? Preparation and awareness are key. Maintain as much routine as possible while traveling. Stick to familiar meal times, bring your own pillow, and keep bedtime rituals consistent. Avoid last-minute travel plans that create rushed, high-stress transitions. Stay hydrated and ensure medications are taken on time. Keep a journal of daily medication times, meals, and any new symptoms. If you're traveling with a loved one, have a frank discussion about how to recognize signs of confusion or unusual behavior early. Make time for mental rest. Don't overpack your itinerary. Build in quiet moments to rest, reflect, and reset. If you feel mentally exhausted, take it seriously. Finally, if you or a loved one begins experiencing confusion, extreme fatigue, or changes in behavior during a trip, don't assume it will pass. Seek medical attention early. Your mind is one of your most precious travel companions. Protect it with care, and you'll not only avoid crisis, you'll enjoy your journey with clarity, comfort, and confidence. Number 5. Falls and mobility hazards in unfamiliar terrain. One misplaced step, one slippery surface, one unfamiliar staircase without a handrail. That's all it takes for a fall. And for adults over 70, that fall can change everything. Falls are the leading cause of injury and hospitalization in older adults, and they're especially common during travel. When you combine unfamiliar terrain, fatigue, uneven sidewalks, foreign bathrooms, and slippery hotel floors, the risk multiplies quickly. What makes falls more dangerous after 70 isn't just the risk of bruises or embarrassment. It's the real possibility of fractures, hospital stays, and loss of independence. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that a hip fracture in seniors over 70 increases the risk of long-term immobility by over 40%, and many patients never fully recover their former level of mobility. When we travel, we often assume that the world will accommodate us, but not every destination is designed with seniors in mind. Consider cobblestone streets in Europe, sandy beaches in the tropics, or steep temple steps in Asia. Now add jet lag, joint stiffness from sitting, or reduced balance from medications, and suddenly that sightseeing walk becomes a high-risk activity. Hotels can be just as hazardous. Tiled bathroom floors become slick after a shower. Bathtubs are often too high to step over safely. Poor lighting in hotel hallways or unfamiliar room layouts can confuse even the most independent traveler. And cruise ships, with their constantly shifting decks and polished floors, create the perfect storm for slips and falls. Muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, compounds the risk. After age 60, adults naturally lose 3 to 5% of muscle mass each decade. By 70, leg strength and reaction times may decline significantly, reducing your ability to catch yourself during a stumble or uneven step. The solution isn't to stop traveling, it's to prepare smartly. Footwear is your first line of defense. Pack supportive, non-slip shoes with good tread and a secure fit. Avoid flip-flops, high heels, or shoes that you wouldn't feel comfortable wearing on a long walk. If needed, bring a foldable cane or walking stick, even if it's just for unfamiliar or outdoor terrain. Today's mobility tools are lightweight, stylish, and discreet. Practice basic balance and leg strengthening exercises before your trip. A few weeks of simple squats, heel raises, or chair yoga can build the muscle memory you need to stay steady. Once at your destination, survey your surroundings. Use nightlights in hotel rooms. Ask hotel staff for a ground floor room or a bathroom with grab bars. Carry a flashlight or use your phone's light when walking at night. Be extra cautious during morning hours, when joints are stiffest and falls are more likely. And above all, don't rush. Most falls happen during transitions, from sitting to standing, from walking to turning, from one surface to another. Give yourself time and use your hands when possible. Your legs carry you through the world. Treat them with care. Because when you travel after 70, the goal isn't just to arrive. It's to walk through every moment with strength and safety. Travel is one of the greatest gifts of later life. It opens the door to new cultures, reunions with family, cherished memories, and lifelong dreams fulfilled. But after 70, it also opens the door to new vulnerabilities, many of which remain hidden until it's too late. That's why knowing these 5 dangers isn't about fear, it's about freedom. The freedom to move, explore, and enjoy life while staying safe, aware, and in control. We've uncovered how deep vein thrombosis can silently develop during long periods of immobility. We explored how the aging immune system is more easily overwhelmed by the stress and exposure of new environments. We examined how medications, when taken at the wrong time or combined with unfamiliar foods or over-the-counter remedies, can trigger dangerous interactions. We talked about cognitive confusion, the disorientation that can set in from exhaustion, dehydration, or sensory overload. And we ended with the very real risk of falls, made more likely by unfamiliar surroundings, muscle loss, and reduced balance. Each of these risks is real, but each one is also manageable when you know what to prepare for. This is what most travel blogs and guides don't tell you. They highlight what to pack, what to see, and where to stay, but they don't prepare you for the body you're traveling with. And for seniors, that body isn't the same as it was at 50 or 60. That's not a limitation, it's just a reality. And when you acknowledge that reality, you gain power, not weakness. Start planning smarter. Talk to your doctor before major trips. Review your medications with a pharmacist. Adjust your itinerary so that rest is built in, not an afterthought. Pack purposefully. Supportive shoes, compression socks, a clear medication list, and hydration supplies aren't just extras, they're essentials. If you're a caregiver or loved one of a senior traveler, stay engaged. Help organize medications, map out safe walking routes, and check for nearby medical clinics. Most importantly, watch for signs of fatigue, confusion, or changes in behavior, and take them seriously. The earlier you act, the easier it is to prevent something from becoming an emergency. Travel after 70 should never be about limitation. It should be about liberation with preparation. When you understand how your body responds to new settings, you can plan a journey that's not just exciting, but safe, restorative, and empowering. If this video gave you insights or helped you think differently about senior travel, please type "Safe Travels" in the comments. And if you have a parent, spouse, or friend who's over 70 and thinking about a trip, share this video with them. You just might help prevent a crisis and make their experience unforgettable for all the right reasons. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more daily health wisdom made just for older adults. We bring you evidence-backed, compassionate advice to help you age with power, dignity, and confidence. Thanks for watching.